Hey everybody, so I'm out in Georgian Bay near Killarney, Ontario with a group of guys, and we're on a kayak camping trip. It's going to be 4 nights, 5 days, and yeah, so we put in at the river and entered into Georgian Bay. There's a wind warning right now. Last night we had a severe thunderstorm throughout the region, and the winds are still high with gusts reaching up to 65 kilometers an hour. So in the river it was sheltered, the wind was on our backs, and still we were moving along at a good pace, but then we got to the opening of the bay. Yeah, the chop started and the waves. I recommend that we just stick to the shore, and you know, in my opinion, we can just wait it out and either camp on the shore for the night, or maybe it'll calm down later on. You know, usually early morning and late in the evening it's calm, so maybe it'll calm down and we can paddle later. So don't know what we will do, but yeah, that's where I am and what I'm doing.
I think we had to open water so that we come out around the outside of that point, and then once we get out on the other side of the point, we give it a spin and head in where it's more protected. But I'd like to find Mark, because I want to stay with Mark.
We all got to stay together.
So I just walked up the hill, and Derek was, well, I'll show you. So Derek's boat was there, and I pulled in over there, and yeah, I just did my little intro, and then I come up and Derek's not around, and then I look, and across the shore I see Derek, you know, and with his shirt off, that he swam to the other side, and 2 of the other guys, and I don't know what happened, but I wonder if one of them dumped, and it would be sad if that happened. You know, it's the one guy's first time kayaking, but yeah, I think we're gonna find out. Well, Mr. Iron Man?
Hello.
What was that all about?
That was stupid.
What happened?
He dumped.
Who?
Mark.
His first time kayaking?
No, third.
Third time.
He got sideways. Whoop.
Where?
In the middle.
In the middle?
Well, we were maybe a quarter way out.
Really?
Yeah. It's impossible to do a rescue out there. So I just got back here and swam out for him.
Really? Yeah. And where's Jeff now?
He paddled just past the point and he docked up. I think we go over there and camp.
All right, so yeah, what I feared would happen happened. Seems like Mark, I thought he had never kayaked before. I guess he's kayaked a few times, but yeah, I guess he tipped. Of course, it could have been any of us, and that's why I didn't want to cross, and we went this way. But anyway, we're just gonna regroup now and talk about it and come up with a plan, but I will be pushing for us to just sit by shore for a while. It's a nice spot, you know, it's very beautiful, very scenic, and even though camping's not allowed, no one's going to care if you camp here because the conditions are too rough to be on the water. So yeah, anyway, so the adventure begins.
Gray bag and put him in the hole.
Yeah.
And how is that for the adventure? Whoa!
Oh, don't flip. All right, I just need to.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Okay, so we are going to stay put for a little while and wait for the weather to lift up, the wind to die down, and yeah, just go from there. You know, there's some nice spots. There's a nice spot right across from here. It's relatively flat. We could camp the night, even stay here. But yeah, to be on the safe side for everyone, it's better that we just hold tight. Could be worse. It's a beautiful spot, right?
Quiet over there, Jason. What are your thoughts? The beauty of a camp trip, you can just lay it out there.
Pardon?
Should you've been quiet. What are you thinking?
Oh, I have lots of thoughts.
Trying to get into the boat.
Okay, so Jeff's really pushing to move on. He said that if we cross the little bay, which we just did, on the other side, it's basically like a little peninsula. It's calm. So we're gonna have a look. He said it's passable that we could just carry over. Yeah, I don't know if it is or not, so yeah, we'll see. It's a little different portaging a canoe compared to a kayak, let alone a fully loaded kayak. This is against my best judgment, but Jeff's pushing and pushing and pushing to keep moving, focused on the end destination. So I need to be a little bit flexible, but at the same time, I'm not going to risk rolling the boat and, you know, losing camera gear or, you know, having an accident or something. It's a little silly. So we're out paddling again, and yeah, I think it's kind of silly. Okay, well, the trip is over. Yeah, you know, like, sitting down is terrible. Jeff's pushing and pushing and pushing to do stuff that I'm not comfortable doing. You know, one guy has already fallen out of his boat. I've been sick, which I haven't talked about. I told Mike, I've had a fever and swollen glands for the past 4 days. It's not COVID, at least, you know, quite certain it isn't. I've done an antigen test every day for the past 4 days and they've all been negative. So it's some other viral infection anyway, but I've got a fever, swollen glands, fucking struggling just being out here. And then I got someone telling me to do water that I'm not comfortable paddling. I'm a canoeist, I'm not a kayaker. I haven't kayaked in, like, I would say at least 3 years. And one guy's already fallen out, so it's, you know, off camera actually, you know, it's funny because it was very quiet earlier, sitting around while everyone was having a snack, and Jeff asked me, he said, what are your thoughts? You're very quiet. And I said, okay, let me turn off the camera. And I turned off the camera. I sat down. And what I said to him was that, I said, you know this. You should always travel at the pace of the slowest person. And I said, I don't feel like you are paying attention to that. You're only, you know, looking at what you're capable of doing. You know, I think he said he does like 500 or 5,000 kilometers of kayaking a year, right? So he's comfortable in water. Lake Erie, right? I'm probably a little paranoid right now, but I'm a little cautious is the thing. Like, you know, there was a sign that said high wind or whatever, like no paddling or experienced paddlers only, like I said, and one of our group dumps his boat. So obviously, but what I was saying is I'm a little cautious. I don't want to lose anything else, you know. I wanted to come out and do this trip and relax, paddle around, make a video, you know, see the landscape, enjoy company with some guys, you know. But I keep saying, you know, I'm not comfortable in these waves. You know, when the first guy fell in, before he fell in, Jeff was saying, let's go across this rough water. And I said, like, that doesn't make sense to me. I'm not comfortable with that. I think we should stick left and, you know, find a better, safer place. And we all agreed that we would stick left. And we start paddling, and Jeff just goes to go straight across. And then everybody else follows him. I didn't. I'm not taking the risk. I'm not just going to follow someone to my death. You know what I mean? Not my death, but... disappointing, you know. It's tough because I have this fever. I just took 2 Tylenols, but my eyes are burning and I'm exhausted now. So I'm hoping that take these Tylenols and the fever will subside. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, you know. I was thinking I could just camp out here, as I've been saying all day. It's gonna get less windy. Okay, so I've paddled back, you know, when I was convinced to paddle further into the calmer area where there's islands. I've paddled back to there. Paddling here, there was definitely a lot of chop. I was paddling into the wind, but paddling into the waves, you know, although it's not without risk, it's better than crossing them, and that's what I was opposed to all along. So there's an island here. I think I'm gonna spend the night. You know, Problem is, I didn't bring anything to start a fire. I didn't bring anything to boil water. So I'll spend the night. I have some food that I can eat, and I'll do that and enjoy the sunset, enjoy being here, and then in the morning I'll decide if I'm gonna leave, or you know, maybe I'll go back to the car, pick up some stuff, just camp out here by myself. Yeah, it seems like that's right now, it seems like that's the way. Definitely not gonna do things that risk my safety just because somebody else wants to move on or whatever. So, and I do want to be up here. It's a beautiful landscape. I was looking forward to being up here and just experiencing it. So I'm here. So I'll spend the night on this island, have something to eat, decide what to do in the morning. I just hope there's no bears on this island. Everyone always thinks that islands are safe. Well, bears swim, and sometimes they live on an island. Any bears on this island? Right here on the top of the hill, sun's gonna set straight across. Trees around me, so they'll break a bit of the wind. The pine needles make it a little bit softer. I think I'm gonna set up camp right there. Sun setting. So it's good. I got a tent set up, chair, food. And I always carry on my life jacket, my PFD, I always carry a pocket knife, air horn, bear banger, headlamp. Those main things. Often I have a fire starter. I don't think I do. My mistake. But in my brain I can see it, so I'll have another look, and maybe I do have, usually I have a little cartridge with like stormproof matches, and usually that's in there, but just now I didn't see it, so I may have made the mistake of moving them into another bag on a trip and not putting them back. But those are usually my go-to things, you know, in case I'm out somewhere and I get stuck, a dump or whatever, the canoe with my gear disappears, that I can, you know, have a knife to whatever you need a knife for, in this case to cut cheese in a minute, you know, start a fire, air horn to signal or scare away animals, and bear banger the same, signal or scare away. So yeah, I'm hungry. So sun is setting, probably, actually look at my watch, yeah, sunset now, and but looking at the horizon, looks like the actual nice color will be in probably 20 minutes or so. So yeah, I'm gonna get some food and drink and have something to eat. Hungry. The Tylenols I took are kicking in, and I don't feel as feverish. My eyes feel a lot better, and that was the big thing. You know how you get when you have a fever and your eyes are, I don't know, like burning or swollen feeling or whatever, that horrible feeling. And that's gone now, or mostly gone, so it's good. Feel alive. Beautiful. Beautiful view. The wind is blowing through. It's a clear night. Sleeping bag is rated to 5 degrees or something like that. I'm gonna leave it open, let the air just blow through. It'll be fine, it'll be nice. And yeah, and by the way, that bivvy is from Aquaquest. It's like the something bivvy. And then I've got a Neo Air mattress for insulation, and Eureka Silver Creek, maybe, sleeping bag. And I have whatever that company is that made the little travel pillow, so I'll be comfortable. So I'm frustrated and disappointed by events, but I feel I made the right decision. I don't think anybody at any time should ever do what they don't feel comfortable with, right? And I also don't think anybody should ever push people to do, like, there's a difference, you know, like there's a difference, like, yes, you should push yourself to do more, to, you know, take a chance and things like that. But like with training wheels, you know, and this was not that situation, and maybe it's not as bad as it looked to me, but you know, the sign in the park office said beware, or whatever it said, and then sure enough one of our guys dumped. That's a good sign to play it safe. So I'm satisfied with my decision, and I'm satisfied with finding this. You know, the sad thing is, this is a beautiful campsite. The sad thing is, you know, when they were pushing to move forward, I said, you know, the like, island's on the other side. If it's calm, like, we'd go there, and then everybody's happy. This is a great campsite. I don't, you know, so they just wanted to push forward, and You know, I know what happens, you know, like it's just like when walking the Camino, you see the, you know, where you want to be and you push and push and push. But you know what? Like, I have learned my lesson time and time again. And maybe now I have really learned it, that will be stubborn about it and say, you know what? No, I will be flexible with my plans. And maybe even though I intended to be down there today, conditions are not favorable. We're already having accidents. Let's change our plans. But yeah, no, I'm good with my decision. It was smart. It's disappointing on the friendship level, but hell, whatever, you know, it's life.